Hey guys, Happy New Year. Well, not really, it's fucking shit. But I just thought I'd give a quick, just sort of a refresher for people really, the state of play as it currently is, early January. So, let's start off with the CCP virus. So obviously, masks have really worked, haven't they? I think there's like 50,000 new reported cases a day in the UK for the last week, pretty much everyone wearing masks. A small minority of people. I think most people don't like wearing masks, but they just, they do it because it's easier or whatever. And, virus, it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. As I'm recording this, it's looking highly likely that there's going to be a, quote, national lockdown, even though it already effectively is. Everywhere apart from the Isles of Scilly is in tier 3 or 4, which, it's a fucking lockdown. Tier 1 is a lockdown, like I said. So, I don't know when people are going to, people are getting tired, and I think that's why they're playing, they're hyping up this new strain of it and stuff to keep people scared and compliant. But it's basically been a fucking year now, hasn't it? I remember started locking down parts of China in mid-January, so we're very close to the year mark of, it being a thing, on a world stage, which is really weird. But nothing's changed. It's just, all these lockdowns and shit haven't done shit. So it's absolute bollocks, and frankly it's just laughable. It's easy to get upset about it. And, if you are unlucky enough, to have like a relative who's died alone or some shit, or someone who's topped themselves because everything's so shit, then I really do feel for you. But and it is really sad, and it's a crime against humanity, all these lockdowns. People have been saying now that the UK's always wanted to do this, but they didn't think they'd get away with it, so they waited till China did it, and everyone's like, oh well, that's China, they treat everyone like shit. Then Italy did it, and they were like, oh yeah, Italy's slightly more authoritarian than the UK, but if they can do it, we'll get away with it. And then they fucking did it, and basically been in it, in a lockdown of varying restrictions ever since March. So that's been fun, and it's going to keep going for a long, long time. They keep on going on about this vaccine, but the numbers still aren't coming down really. So who knows? You just gotta, rebel really against it, because you're in enemy territory at the moment. And if you're wearing a mask or whatever, it's it's your own fault for what comes. You keep on complying. And what really pisses me off? What's up? I'll throw it to you in a minute. But what really pisses me off is, a lot of people, even people who call themselves really libertarian, they're saying, oh yes, I don't like wearing a mask, but, the first thing, which I've talked about before, is people say, oh, well, we've got to follow the law, I don't want to break the law, so wear it. I encourage you to wear it. That's absolute bollocks, because the law's unethical. It's, in technical terms, it clearly violates non-aggression principle. And, this is irrelevant to whether or not masks actually work, because I haven't seen any evidence. I know nobody's seen any evidence of that. It's just the CCP puppet, Tedros Health, or whatever his name is, the World Health Organization said they work, so that everyone's mandated them, and everyone fucking wears them. And then the second group of people who are libertarian, don't, they encourage you to wear masks, they wear masks themselves, and people say, oh yes, well of course you can say you're exempt, but I have it moral integrity, so I don't want to lie to people, say I'm exempt or not. It's like, well, what exemption is actually subjective. There's a lot of subjective criteria that can be used. And two, yes, lying in itself is immoral. You could argue it's fraudulent, so in technical terms it violates the non-aggression principle. But you don't violate because the non-aggression principle has already been violated by the mandate, by the government coercion. To say that, to lie, say you're exempt, it doesn't violate NAP, that's not actually fraudulent, because you're lying in self-defence or in defence of someone else. A good example of this, which, I guess people say, oh yeah, don't use Nazi Germany as an analogy, but you know, if you're sheltering some people who are Jewish in your house and some crowd comes to you and like, hello, do you have the unit in here? And then, you know, if you lie to him and say no, and he's like, okay, goodbye, you know, or, you know, you just hide them from him. You know, are you a bad person? Of course you're not a bad person. You're a bad person. You say, oh yeah, they're in here, come and kill them or whatever. And that's horrible. You know, you are being compliant. So, and of course, you can say that's an extreme or obviously violent analogy, but it is an analogy nonetheless. So, I completely, you know, those arguments have no merit, and they're very easy to refute. I can refute them, just, you know, wandering around thinking about it. So, yeah, people like that really need to have a think, you know, they really need to look at the way the world's going and see if they're, you know, how to make principles get them anywhere. Because the thing is, in principles, that I'm an incredibly principled person, but, you know, the best principle is pragmatic, and it's not pragmatic, but oh yeah, I disagree with it, I'm going to just go along with all this bad stuff anyway. That's not pragmatic, that doesn't do shit. So, yeah, of course I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but I think I wanted to complete that argument. So, yeah, when it comes to coronavirus, yeah, it's fucked, but I don't want to qualify it with some subjective statement. It is what it is. Go out and see for yourself. As for culture wars, well, of course, you know, the coronavirus stuff is, I mean, it's all connected. It's one big war, really. Yeah, people don't like BLM, do they? So they're having to shut the football stadium again, but people at Swansea were booing outside, and good on them. They're booing against racism, like I said in my Kick BLM Out of Millwall video. You know, they are standing up against racism. They're doing what football used to do. So good on them. And yeah, so and the culture was a very broad thing, but of course we have America as well with fucking Trump, and let's face it, Trump won that election by a lot. I mean, if you look at the statistics, it's quite possible he even won states like New Mexico and Virginia, places that aren't even fucking swing states. Nevada, he definitely won. Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. He could have even got 400 plus. So, but of course, you're having the Democrats and rhinos are fucking him over. That prick Justice Roberts, you know, been recorded saying he doesn't want Trump to win, so he's going to dismiss all the cases and shit, which he has done. And yeah, the state of play with that really is, well, of course, we have day after tomorrow, January 6th, there's an important vote in Congress. There's got a few senators and loads of congressmen, not enough, who are objecting to it, you know, for Biden victory, and it's going to stall it. If you're looking at the numbers, it's unlikely that the election will be overturned by that, although depending on how it proceeds, you know, more people may come around, you know, because they're threatening to get primaried out by Trump Republicans and stuff, which, well, again, there might be some more CCP fraud there, so who knows. But they're, you know, the fight is still very much on there for Trump. And even if, you know, this January 6th thing fails, which, yeah, I wouldn't put too much faith in it. You know, you got a lot of corrupt senators and stuff, like Mitch fucking McConnell. But anyway, yeah, so it was obvious how keen he was to appoint those justices who also betrayed Trump. But yeah, there's no shadow of a doubt that there was electoral fraud and Trump actually won. But yeah, of course, Trump still has the option for the Insurrection Act, which a lot of people don't like. But the thing is, you know, it's not so that violation if it's reciprocal. If it's in self-defense, it's in defense of the public. And you know, the government generally is violating it. But this the point is that, yeah, it's acting in self-defense, and, you know, people say, oh, it's martial law. There already is fucking martial law in most of America. You know, there's a fucking war on. And, I mean, all the Insurrection Act is you get the military to seize the ballots, count it to a full order, and arrest all fucking corrupt. Yeah, to drain the swamp, basically. And, yeah, Trump could do that, and he should do that, and a lot of people are saying he's considering doing it for January the 20th, when Beijing Biden would be potentially inaugurated, which that would just be the end. Well, that would, you know, there would be zero institutional opposition to the to the Marxists in the culture war, frankly. You know, CCP would control pretty much every corner of the globe, and you know, everyone would be forced to wear masks around the world, and BLM would basically be president. I don't know. So you know, it's state of play. Yeah, I know I wasn't going to qualify it subjectively, but yeah, you know, things are really weird, I guess, and things are very uncertain. But you know, there is a fight, and to quote Mike Pence, although he might be a traitor as well, stay in the fight. God, I sound like such a Trump conspiracy theorist. I don't know if Mike Pence is a traitor or not, but you know, I do know that Trump won. It's very obvious, and yeah, it's going to be a fight this year. I mean, it is a fight still, and of course, you know, to demarcate certain dates, you know, by a year is arbitrary and stuff. I completely agree, but yeah, just for the sake of, you know, the culture we live in, that, you know, cares a shit about having a new year. You know, I guess this is, yeah, it's just that sort of motivated me to make this. But yeah, it's going to be a weird one, but it's going to be exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the lockdown number 3 **** fucking message later from Boris Johnson. So yeah, that'll be fun, guys. Yeah, I know. Stay perky, you know. There's a lot of excitement going on in the world at the moment. Yeah, just sit back and enjoy it and do your bit to fight for what you believe in. Cheers, guys.